If you're new here, I recently switched my family over to the Mediterranean diet just to feel better and eat better, but let's be honest, if you're busy like me between work, school, and sports drop-offs, I need things that are fast and easy. So today I'm sharing 3 Mediterranean bowls that come together in 15 minutes. They're nutritious, colorful, and ridiculously easy, no stress, and no boring salads. This first one is a fridge-friendly Mediterranean hummus bowl inspired by one of my favorite LA restaurants, Sunrose. To start off, you're gonna bring some water to a boil and cook your eggs for 6.5 minutes. Make sure to add your eggs after the water is boiling. And while the eggs are cooking, I'm just slicing up some cherry tomatoes, and I've got some Persian cucumbers, which are pretty easy to find in your local grocery store, but you can sub for an English cucumber. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to this and a little salt and pepper. Just give it a mix. Perfect. And I'm just placing my eggs in an ice bath just to stop them from cooking so they stay nice and jammy, and also so that they cool and it's easier to peel. And to start, I'm gonna do a layer of hummus, and just use your favorite brand of hummus, or you can make it at home. But since this is quick, I'm gonna go with pre-made hummus. And then I'm gonna add in the tomatoes and the cucumber right on top. And I've got some green olives, but you can use whatever olives you like. I just like what these add to the dish. And then I've got a little bit of microgreens to get some greens in there. And then to top it, we've got our jammy egg. That is perfectly done. And then I top mine just with a little bit of cumin and a little bit of sumac. And there you go. And you can just serve it as is, but I like to put a little pita in there to scoop up the hummus. Can't wait to dig in. This looks so good. Let me get a little hummus, a little tomato and cucumber. Oh, it's delicious. Now let me just dig in and get some of this jammy egg. Oh, my favorite part. That's so good, guys. That is so delicious. It's like a flavor bomb in your mouth. And if you want to add protein, you can definitely add chicken or grilled shrimp on the side, or some ground turkey, but it's delicious. You gotta try it. This next bowl is great for when I have zero energy. It's super quick and easy, pantry friendly, but still feels a little fancy. To start, I've got some fennel that I'm just slicing in half, and you're gonna wanna remove the core just by slicing through it, and then it should come off easily. And I'm using a mandolin to slice it, but you can use a knife if that's all you have. And I'm gonna make a quick vinaigrette, and the base is the pickle juice from the banana peppers, adding in about 2 tablespoons and some change. And then I've got some seasonings. It's just some onion powder, Italian seasoning, a little garlic powder. And for a little kick, I like some Calabrian chili. You can skip this if you don't want it spicy. You can add red pepper flakes, a little salt and pepper. And I usually add a little Dijon mustard, but I was out, so I'm going to add just a little yellow mustard. But if you have Dijon, go with that. And I'm gonna mix. And then you wanna just drizzle in some olive oil as you mix this. Once the sauce is nice and emulsified, you can begin building the bowl with a little brown rice. And I'm gonna add in some arugula for a peppery note. And we've got our shaved fennel, and I'm using a brand of tuna that's in olive oil. Honestly, that's what I suggest. It makes such a difference. If you do only have tuna and water, I would just add in a little more olive oil. I'm also adding in some sun-dried tomatoes, and I'm just gonna add in some green olives, but again, you can do whatever olives that you like. Kalamata would work nice, Castelvetrano. These are what I have, so I'm just gonna go with these. And then I like a couple of banana peppers since we have it in the dressing, but totally optional. And then I just like to top it with this dressing, as little or as much as you like. I am eating good today. My second bowl. And no, I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. I'm gonna share it with hubby, because it is Father's Day. Got a little rice, sun-dried tomato, yeah, some tuna. Man, so good. This is so delicious, and I love fennel. I know not everybody loves it, but you can just customize it if you have picky eaters like me. Some of my kids just like the tuna with the rice, the arugula, the sauce. Totally customizable. Hope you guys love it. This last one is for those rotisserie chicken nights. The couscous takes about 5 minutes to cook, and the chicken is perfect because of the Greek dressing, doesn't need to marinate, and it's on your table in 15 minutes. Start by cooking your couscous per the packet instructions, and instead of water, I'm using a high protein bone broth just because it adds lots of flavor and it adds extra protein, which is amazing. And I'm gonna season it with some onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, and salt and pepper. And once the water is boiling, you'll add your couscous in. Give it a stir, just to make sure it's fully immersed in the water. Perfect. And then you'll just cover it and set it aside for about 5 minutes, and the couscous is gonna finish cooking. For the sauce, I'm making a Greek lada lemano, but with za'atar as my own little twist. And I'm gonna add in some lemon juice, za'atar, salt and pepper, and slowly add in the olive oil until the sauce is emulsified. And I'm just gonna pour half of my sauce over the rotisserie chicken and save the rest for topping the bowl. You'll give that a mix. Let's set it aside. While that chicken is soaking up all the sauce, I'm just slicing up some cherry tomatoes in half and roughly chopping some washed baby spinach, and also fluffing up my couscous now that it's ready. And now we're ready to build the bowl. You just add in about 3/4 cups of couscous, top it with the rotisserie chicken, the chopped baby spinach or your green of choice, and you've got your sliced cherry tomatoes. And totally optional, but I like to top mine with a little pine nuts. And then I've got some feta here, which also you can just skip out on if you don't want. And I'm just gonna crumble some feta on top. And the finishing touch, a drizzle of this beautiful sauce. And let's dig into this. I want everything in a bite. See if I can do that. Well, almost. Delicious. This sauce is literally so delicious. If you don't have za'atar, you can make it traditionally with just oregano and it'll still be amazing, but you can use this sauce on so many things, like prep a lot of it, use it during the week on salads, on fish, on chicken. It's chef's kiss. And I hope you guys enjoyed these 3 Mediterranean bowls. If you try it, tag me below. My Instagram is there. I love to see how you guys make things your own. Bon appetit.